I want to bring into the conversation our guest on the program, standing by in Los Angeles, California, criminal defense attorney Lara Yeretsian. Lara, great to see you. Good morning,
Good morning.
where you are on the West Coast. I want to pick your brain about what is coming, as we understand, in the defense case. We know they have no burden whatsoever, but here it seems they are going to call some witnesses. At least we know of one. Patrick Boggs, the ex-husband of one of the victims here, Angela, or Angie as she was known to family and friends. Apparently, he threw kerosene on her and tried to light her on fire when she was in the bathtub. And the allegation from another inmate is that he confessed to starting the fire at 693 Full Street back in May of 2017, because apparently the allegation is that Boggs was angry about his ex-wife being with a black man. When the jury hears that this guy tried to light his ex-wife on fire and then confessed to a fire, talk to me about what you think they may be thinking hearing that kind of evidence.
That sounds like reasonable doubt to me. I mean, if that's not reasonable doubt, I don't know what is reasonable doubt. Here, they're pointing the finger at someone who's previously tried to hurt this woman. This in the same way, it's again fire. Fire is involved, and plus there's a confession. Obviously, we're going to have another inmate who's going to be the one saying that he confessed. But still, it's a confession, and it makes sense, and it really creates that room for reasonable doubt. And I think it's huge for the defense.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Lara. When I heard that, I thought, oh, my goodness. Yeah, just, horrific allegation there. I mean, talk about domestic violence. I mean, that kind of thing is as bad as it can get in a home. And so like we always say, propensity evidence, right? Yeah, I mean.
Correct. And the ex-husband clearly had a greater motive here, based on what we're hearing.
There you go. And I'm so glad you said that, because, here, motive is key, right? In any case. I mean, it always helps if the state has it. And so we've been hearing that, okay, Stanley Ford, the allegation is this guy was feuding with his neighbors, having fights. Okay, well, lots of neighbors in America don't get along, right? But do we go and light houses on fire? Okay, the prosecution has some big hurdles to show that this guy wanted to do this, for some reason, right? That, I mean, or maybe no reason, who knows? But here, then, you've got a personal vendetta, right? I mean, this just kind of, it's a pretty big link there. What do you think the state needs to do to combat this? Because as Joy was just telling us, you overheard, the state cleared Patrick Boggs as a suspect. They said, this is not our guy, Stanley Ford is. So what do they need to do when it comes time to cross this defense witness?
Obviously, they're going to have to rely on whatever evidence they relied on to clear him. Now, maybe they've got cell site evidence showing that he wasn't near the home. Maybe they've got him, they've got something to show that he was out of town, he was traveling, or maybe he was incarcerated. We don't know what they've got, but they must have used something to clear him. And I'm waiting to hear what that is, because if it's not an alibi type evidence or something that shows he was away from the scene, really far away from the scene, I think they're going to have some issues.
Right, Lara. I think they've got to be repetitive. Some of the courtroom notes I'm looking over, that I know that they did search his home, searched his truck. No accelerants were detected on any of his clothing. But you're right. It's got to be really, really solid and clear to the jury why he is not the person who committed these crimes. So this is going to be really interesting once we get to the defense case. Lara Yeretsian, I'm so glad you're on the program today. We're